Señora y señores, today we will talk about your expatriation to Mexico. We will give some advices in order to integrate yourself in your new department. We will also give you some list of tips in order to learn about the habits and the customs of Mexicans. Listen well.
If you are going to be expatriated in Mexico, you have to remember that it is completely normal to wear a casual outfit, even if in France you have to be well dressed.
Hey David,
Hey man,
you fine?
it's too hot man, I'm dying.
But why are you wearing a shirt?
Because I have to be well dressed to go work.
Man, you know, here you can have a polo or a t-shirt and it's okay. It's totally fine.
Really? Because in my country I have to be well dressed to be presentable.
You know, Mexico, it's chill. You don't have to be always with a shirt. It's okay.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna think about this in the next days. Thanks.
No issue.
Another situation that could happen because of cultural differences, and you have to be aware, is regarding the time concept. In a Mexican context, if you are late because of personal reason, they will always understand and won't punish you when the work is done. However, in France, to be on time is directly related to your commitment with your company.
Buenos días, Mr. Connor.
Buenos dias, Mr. Condor.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
What?
You have more than an hour and a half.
I know, but
Yeah.
I should help my grandma doing some stuff she couldn't do. Sorry.
Do I have something to care about your story? About what happened to you?
I mean, then it was impossible to catch a taxi, and oh, you really cannot imagine the traffic. It was a completely mess.
Yeah, but I'm in time.
Yeah, I know.
So if I'm in time, you can be in time. You have no excuse.
It's just not an excuse. I mean, it was something that happened. I couldn't figure it out. And I'm sorry. But anyways, I can send you the work. Don't worry.
Even if the work is done, and I assure you, it's not the end of that story.
Remember, but especially for girls, that in Mexico you have to be careful with your acts and words. A simple sentence in Mexico can be considered as an invitation or an approach. Whereas in France, they make the difference between the professional and personal relationship.
So, Pedro, can you please send me the report we did last summer, like the final one, please? I don't have it yet.
Yeah, okay. You mean the report that I corrected last
Yep,
time?
that one.
Oh, okay. But if you prefer, I can bring you at your home tonight.
No, it will be fine if you just send it by email, please.
Okay, no issue.
So, one of the most differences we can see between Mexico and France, it happens when eating. Because Mexico, they prefer to talk about more details on private life. However, France just wants to talk about business, and they finish the dinner with that subject.
Excuse me, are you still eating?
Yeah, I have still more than the half of my meal. So yeah, continue to eat.
Yeah, because I'm done.
Oh, you're done.
Yeah.
I know that we already finished talking about our business things, but
yeah.
what about your family?
I don't want to speak about my family, my wife, or my kids. It's my private life.
And you don't want to share your private life with me?
No,
No?
I'm not this kind of person.
Oh, okay, so disappointing.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you
I'm sorry we have spoken
Yeah.
about business, and I'm
Yeah.
here for that.
Okay, so if you want to go, just go. I will finish my meal alone.
I think it's better for you.
Okay, so
Okay.
I'll see you again for
Yeah,
talk
sorry.
about business only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here are 20 tips in order to adapt yourself to the Mexican culture and style of management. Firstly, in Mexico, personal relationships are the art of most business deals. Take the time to cultivate strong, long-term relationships. The second tip, although the influence of foreign multinational companies cannot be ignored, most indigenous Mexican companies will be hierarchical in structure. Third, people from the USA are North American rather than American. Mexican are also American. Fourth, Key decisions are made by a small number of individuals at the top of the hierarchy, so ensure that you are dealing with the right persons. And last, 5, make sure that you send people of the appropriate level of seniority to deal with Mexican colleagues. Do not insult people by sending very junior colleagues to work with older, more senior Mexican managers.
6. Managers tend to be instructional and are expected to give direct instruction to subordinates. Tip 7. As in many hierarchical cultures, the boss-subordinate relationship is a reciprocal one, in exchange for loyalty. The boss takes a personal interest in the well-being of subordinate. Tip 8. Try to not criticize the others in a meeting, as this could be construed as an insult and have a very bad long impact on your relationship in Mexico. Tip 9. Do not be surprised if standards of punctuality do not meet your expectation. Time is a flexible commodity, and start and finish time should be viewed as estimate. Last tip is, agendas are not always viewed in meeting, and if they are produced will not always be strictly followed.
Okay, so tip number 11. Over displays of emotion are not frowned upon, they show commitment and engagement. Tip number 12. Do not be surprised if small sub-meetings develop within larger formal meetings. Tip number 13. English is widely spoken and many people speak it fluently. English is not, however, universally spoken, and interprets can be needed on occasion if you don't speak Spanish. Tip number 14. Family names are often used in business circles among even quite close colleagues. And last tip, number 15. Formal titles such as ingeniero, that means engineer, are also commonly used in business. So basically, it should call you engineer instead of director or CEO.
Tip number 16. People stand much closer to each other than many other cultures. Do not try to recreate your normal personal space, as this could be seen as being unfriendly. Tip number 17. Although women play a less significant role at senior management level than in some other countries, visiting female managers should have few problems, and we will treat it with professional courtesy and respect. Tip number 18. It is important to be smartly dressed in both business and social situations. Tip number 19. Lunch is taken quite late at around 2 p.m. and can last for a couple of hours. And final tips. Breakfast meetings are common in Mexico and should be seen as an important part of the relationship building process.
Señores, have a nice recreation and see you soon in Mexico Libre Querido.